One of the reasons why Mr. Tsvangirai was not able to be successful in deposing Mr. Mugabe on the throne, it was because Mr. Tsvangirai trusted everyone who joined his party, and in the long run, MDC became heavily infested with spies sent by ZANU-PF. And those are structural problems that you cannot solve when you do not know how to establish fail-safe institutions that have the ability to defend themselves against infiltration. I met with Mr. Tsvangirai in 2015. He called me, he wanted to know if he was going to win the 2018 elections. I told him he is not going to win the 2018 elections. He is never meant to be the president of Zimbabwe. And I told him, one of the reasons why you cannot be the president, it is because you have no security at all. You are heavily infiltrated by double dippers. And he said, what do you mean? We try as everything we can do. Sometimes he explained a lot, and I said, it's just an example of some of the failures we have. You are trying to replace a system that is highly militarized with the spies that are trained in China and in Russia. How do you think that you can hire a retired police commissioner and make him head of intelligence? What kind of security is that? What security do police officers learn? Police officers are law enforcement agents.
Yes.
They don't provide security.
Yes.
They provide order. But Mr. Tsvangirai's head of intelligence was a retired commissioner from the police. It was just an example. Mr. Chamisa is making the same mistake. He's making the same mistake.
Yeah.
By the time we go to the 2023 election, when they do meetings at 1 o'clock, at 10 past 1, the minutes of that meeting will be in Mr. Mnangagwa's office. That is not good.
Yes.
Yes, they are not serious. Unogona unzi president weparty ukatobelieve kuti watoo president wenyika.
Yeah.
Our people do not have high hopes, ambitions, and dreams. They are easily satisfied by things that are ordinary. We need leaders who actually want to deliver services to their people.
Yes.
Leaders who do not become quiet when they get a benefit themselves.
Yes.
Those are not leaders. Those are consumers that are masquerading as leaders. It's not good.
Yes.
It's not good. So as I talk now, I'm asking you, what are they going to do to discover the spies that have been planted right now in their party? And it's going to be discovered. Nekufamba kwenguva zvichabuda? Zvichabuda izvo, zvichabuda.
Yes.
Zvichabuda. And some of the names that are going to be fingered in spying against the opposition leadership and giving information to the ruling party, some of the names are going to shock you when that happens. They are going to shock you. the members of parliament and the leaders of MDC who defected to ZANU-PF, if you listen to what they said when they were interviewed, they said, we are back home. The likes of Obet Gutu, he said, I'm back home. And nobody asked, which home are you talking about?
Yes.
Uzamnakandadzoka kumshaka. Imam chifungo kuti kwanga ari kumsha kwake. Unofanira kubvunza kuti kuwaidi kutora pesa apa kuti une kumwe kumsha. Munhu akamboita MP ari mu-opposition ozoenda kunojoin a ruling party whose ideologies are diametrically opposed.
Yes.
It's embarrassing for the opposition to have such kind of people holding such high positions. Yes, Mr. Maridadi was Mr. Chiwenga's personal assistant.
Yes.
He is now an ambassador on behalf of ZANU-PF. Those are embarrassing things.
Yes.
Embarrassing developments.
Yeah.
So I will not talk more about this development, but I'm just expanding your understanding. Some of the things you think are going to change our nation, they are just jokes. The second issue is we do not see commenting on matters that really affect the people of Zimbabwe. We don't see that. We don't see him commenting and criticizing the drugs scandal that was exposed by Hopo Chingono. He was quiet.
Yes.
I tell you today that the expulsion of Obadiah Moyo was an admission on the part of the ruling party that what Hopo said was true.
Yes.
Why did Hopo run that issue alone?
Yes.
Who should have been at the forefront of protesting? How can we have a minister of health fingered in such a scandal where the president's children were involved?
Yes.
He has never spoken about it to this day.
Yes.
What exactly does he represent? If corruption that has been exposed, if he can't talk about it. Hope was arrested so many times, but he continued to do that. The man who is saying, I'm offering alternative leadership, is quiet. Can you imagine? And Rita Square was arrested with gold. They were quiet. They only mention it in passing when they are reading press statements. They do nothing about it. It's worrisome. It's worrisome. What do you stand for? You who are saying you are offering an alternative government, what are you standing for? What are your principles? What are your ideologies? What is your manifesto promising to the people of Zimbabwe? Why can't you do something today to prove that you really mean what you are saying? Politics is not a contestation of words.
Yes.
Good English is not good politics. This is not Britain, this is Africa.
Yes.
You can only confuse dandaheads by speaking borrowed words from so-called scholars and historians. Proper citizens who are wise will not be misguided.
Yes.
They will still hear from your words that you are vain, you are a hypocrite,
Yes.
you are deceptive. You say a lot of things, but you do nothing. That is very worrisome. What has he actually done himself in person to show the Zimbabwean people that he is willing to suffer to provide solutions to their problems, apart from standing behind a pulpit and using a microphone to say good words that are not corroborated by action? Has he been tested enough to show us that he has the ability to lead a nation? A leader leads from the front,
Yes.
not from the back.
Yes.
Mr. Chamisa is at the last row at the back.
Yes.
He's pointing to Kumberi, 10 tenai kuleft kana marohwa munozotidedzera kunoku tinotizane kunoku. Leadership yacho inokatasa. Kuna leadership yakadaro. We speak and we sometimes correct the state. We are even bolder than they are themselves.
Yes.
There are people who are now coming to us to hear from us what should be done. But we are not offering them a political leadership. We are simply telling them the principles of godliness. We should do this, we should not do that.
Yes.
And there are others who are suggesting that we join politics. We can't join politics. If we join politics, who will preach? If I become a politician myself, I need another man of God to start showing me the way of God.
Yes.
It's not meant to be like that. Let them do politics, and we will tell you where they are getting it wrong.
Yes.
And what they should do right. That's our job. Tikajoina politics akanozvaudza ndiani. Izvo zvindikaita MP muridzi wepati iyo atova bosi wangu. Ina handibvumidzwa kuita mumwe munhu bosi kai. Ndina bosi kudhara.
Yes.
Saka ndotaura ndiri kuno. Imi itai ikoko. Asi kana maakuita zvamunoita tichakuudzai kuti Mwari anoda kuti muzviite so. Mukakanganisa mukaisa upenyu hwevanhu panjodzi tokuudzai. Mune nzara, hamusoda kutungamira vanhu. Mune nzara.
Yeah.
As I talk to you right now, if these guys are offered an inclusive government where Mr. Chamisa is going to be given the prime minister's position, I can assure you he is going to take it. And he's never going to worry about the people of Zimbabwe.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm judging him from what he has done so far. In this regard, Mr. Chiwenga was much better. He was not afraid.
Yes.
Zviri nani utikuona uchitiza but wamboendaka.
Yes.
Unoendawo dzibata. Uyo uchimhanya kudarika vanhu vachiti uri kutiza uyene kunoku. Vanokubata. Zvinonogara uri kumashure shuro chingotenda ine koko. Kana mapurisa aendawo yobva tichitisira pulpit nditarisai iwe kuti vari kuuya here. Tinozviramba zvavari kuita izvozvo. Obva waenda kunohwanda. Wangu uri kupinda zuro tichirohwa panapa. Tairohwa nekuda kwako ndiwe wakatituma. Wanga usipo takarohwa tega. Svonzo rakapera futi takarohwa usipo. Indava. Kuchenjera here ikoko. Hakuzi kuchenjera.
Yes.
Yeah, he needs to man up. He is too cowardly. Kana wafunga kutungamira nyika unofanirwa kutozvisainira death certificate rako wega.
Yes.
Tamai mwana ndakuenda ndikadzoka ndisipo death certificate. Ndozvinoitwa nemunhu anoziva zvaakaita izvo. You can't say you want to protect your life at all costs. It's not acceptable. If he wants to do it that way, then let everyone do it that way. At the end, everyone is a hypocrite. Nobody dies. More blessing Ali was a woman. She was brutalized. That's not acceptable. So these are the things that I wanted to say. Let's watch out for Ahithophel.
Yes.
The advice that Ahithophel is giving is not right.
Yes.
Ahithophel is gone wrong. Who is Ahithophel? I don't know. Find out who is Ahithophel. But there's a lot of scheming happening right now. And there are people who are scheming a lot. If God doesn't help us, we are going to get into a fresh turmoil. And it's going to be messy. It's going to be messy. I want to conclude by saying, when I say things like this, people take offenses. They say he wants to insult adults. I told you some time ago that among the people you call adults, I haven't seen an adult among those people. Tell me the characteristics of an adult. and convince me that they are elders. Tell me the behavior of an elder and prove to me that those people we are rebuking are elders. To me, tell me. So when I rebuke, when I speak out, when I call to order, when I correct, when I reprimand, when I bring an instruction from God,
Yes.
I speak with authority delegated from God. When I occupy that office, and there are people who think that my absence from Zimbabwe is a sign of fear. They say, you said you are not afraid of dying. Why did you run? Of course, those are idiots. And we love them because they show that this is what is causing all this disorder we have in our country. When I left Zimbabwe, I was not running away from ZANU-PF. I went out because I wanted to get medical attention. I was heavily injured. I had life-threatening injuries. And I could not get medical attention in Zimbabwe because our hospitals are also used to harm enemies of the state in Zimbabwe. So I left. When I said I'm not afraid to die, I didn't say I want to die. That's not what I said.
Yes.
Soldiers go to war because they are not afraid to die. But some of them, they wear bulletproof vests.
Yes.
You can't ask them, why are you ducking the bullets if you are not afraid to die?
Yes.
I am ducking the bullets because I want to continue to fight. I'm fighting for a cause.
Yes.
If I offer myself and surrender myself, it's suicide. Soldiers do not point the gun at themselves to shoot themselves to prove they are not afraid of dying. No. When we protect ourselves, it's not a sign of fear. It's actually a sign of bravery. We are not tired of fighting. We are going to fight for godliness, for righteousness, for what is right, for the safety of every Zimbabwean. We are speaking right now.
Yes.
And if things change, every Zimbabwean is going to benefit.
Yes.
Yes. We don't speak for ourselves. We speak for God.
Yes.
And we speak for the things that bring change to every Zimbabwean citizen. And I am not afraid of meeting with everyone. Anyone, I can meet with them. If Mr. Mnangagwa calls me today, I'll go and meet with them. If Mr. Chiwenga calls me today, I'll go and talk to him. I have no friends. I'm only a servant of God.
Yes.
If we can rebuke them after they've made mistakes, we can also advise them
Yes.
so that they can avoid making mistakes. That is even a better way of dealing with them.
Yes.
You are trying to do this, we can do it this way. They don't make mistakes, we don't rebuke them. And then everything is going to work for the good of the ordinary citizen.